Hey, my dog Orchid with the 199. How are you doing, my brother? How are you doing? I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. All right. Jeez, it's late for you, bro. It is late for you, my brother. So, previous daily closed bearish back into range, into the previous daily range. We're still kind of respecting these levels here. We're still just bouncing back and forth here. This morning, break even. Took a buy, closed here, plus 30. Topped out break even. And then I caught this push down. So, looking at our daily time frame, we're creating a top wick first after closing bearish. It looks like we might be trying to come back down. We might need to grab a bottom wick in order to continue up. Broke previous 4-hour high. No bottom wick on the current 4-hour. And we are kind of in this little bearish area here. Wick, 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 wick. Wicked, sold, wicked, sold. See if we can get a money printer set up here. minute. Yo! Wake up! Big dog bit me some in the building. My dog dropping sauce. In the UK. How far am I from the UK? She... It's not that far. Maybe if I travel this way. No, it's further. Jesus. So you're right here right now. And I'm right here right now. That's not where I'm at. Where the hell is this? I don't even know what street is this. But look, you got a crackhead. Another crackhead. I'm just kidding, this is not a crackhead street. Two minutes here for this 15 closure. Good big dog. Federal Highway. It's right. It's the street by my house. Federal. Dixie used to be where all the hookers were at. Dixie Highway. I don't understand how Verizon just gives out free phones and free lines every year. I have like a million new messages. Just get a new line free. Bring in your phone and get a new line free. I wanted to take sales here, but I didn't. I wanted to wait for the opening. I want a top wick and then the rebreak of the low. I don't think it's gonna happen. I want a retest of these levels before continuing up. I want to target those levels. I was thinking about entering on this 5-minute candle as this 5-minute flipped and broke below, but the 15 was about to close. But my idea was to take a self stop and then ride it down to the bottom of the range before continuing up. Come on, let's get a top wick and then a push back down. Might not come back down here. We might money print out VWAP here to the upside. Huh. Bounced off support. Grab liquidity off these lows. We're starting to drive back up. Closed above, created a low, came back up. We're flipping bullish here. I don't like the way this 4 hours set up. This looks bearish and looks like we're just creating a top wick to continue down. We have no wicks here besides this one. Which, I mean, it's strong enough. But what I was anticipating is a retest of these areas before the continuation because of the fact that we don't have a bottom wick there. So we closed above on the 6 o'clock candle. We came down, grabbed orders at the previous resistance and flipped bullish. It's 19 pips, and then this one ran for 19 as well. So both the sells and the buys that I was thinking of played out there. I'm gonna wait for this 5 minute to close and see if we close above this most recent level. Let's see if we can get a closure above. Wake up! Y'all sleep or what? Who's in that money printer? What up, options? What's good, big dog? No top wick. One thing that I can't stand when I take caffeine is it always makes me like burp. Every time. Anything caffeinated. Am I in a trade? No. Chidubin. I am not in a trade. I was looking for the 15-minute to come up, top wick, and then flip bearish to take sells in the 15-minute break of the low, but we came down first, grabbed orders, and then flipped bullish. That idea failed. I was looking at the 30-minute money printer off of this level, but by the time that I analyzed and made the decision that it was valid, it had already played out. This 30 printer gave you 28 pips. What's up, Saleh Khan? How you doing, big bro? My brother. So, let's go back to these analysis again, right? I have a target here of the New York VWAP. This was the New York VWAP that I'm targeting. We're remaining underneath here. We're kind of sandwiched in between, right? If we can continue the bullish trend, I will be looking for buys. We got 50 pips until this next level. Y si puta no la quiero, la de ella quiere arreglar. I'm gonna have a buy stop here on the rebreak of this high. I'm gonna be targeting these levels here. So I was in some gold swing sells and some Nasdaq swing sells or swing buys. And I'm in there. Wow, we have such clean range here to continue down. How many pips is this? It's gonna be my hard stops. Full TP is there. I'll be looking to manage risk somewhere around here. It's only 7 pips to the daily high. This is the best indication that we're going to continue. Yeah, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are arguing with each other today. Elon Musk and Donald Trump were arguing with each other today. Yeah, I think Wix got stopped out because of Trump and Elon's beef. We need to pop here. And then pull back, or pull back right now to give us that hourly wick. That hourly top wick. If we close with no top wick on this hourly, I'll have to manage risk more aggressively. Now that we're closing up on this hourly, we might see drawdown for the next hourly before the drive up. That's unfortunately something that's very possible because it didn't drive the last 15 minutes of the hourly like I was expecting. Driving home, no trades taken. Hourly close, we close bullish with a top wick. Can we come down, grab a decent bottom wick, and then flip bullish? I don't like how the hourly doesn't have a bottom wick first. If this re-breaks the daily high right now, I will be going break even. That broke, so we're break even here. Without that bottom wick on the hourly, I can't risk much here. I can't hold it longer. If it would have came down, grabbed the bottom wick first, and then flipped bullish, that would have been a better trade. But because of the fact that it did that, I'm not able to. We rebroke the daily high. The pop should continue. It shouldn't pull back here. That took me out. We need to come down and grab orders for this hourly. We could be money printing the other way, right? We could be coming up to grab orders for the continuation down, and this could be our pivot point here, closing respecting these levels of resistance. So this might still work. It's just not A++. Yeah, this might drive. Okay, it's probably gonna drive without me. It's fine. Let's wait for it to set up again. It is. 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 She is driving without me. This hourly no bottom wick was ugly. $13 pips. I can't take a rebreak of the high with that hourly like that. What up, Jonathan? How are you, bro? Maybe we can get wick entry sells for the leg down before the next continuation up. Ideally, I would like it right here. This is where I was targeting. Maybe if we get like a 15-minute closure, a pullback, and then a push up. Because that hourly closed like that, I had to go break even. And it wicked me out and it kept driving, right? So it's not like my entry could have been different. My entry could have been a little bit better instead of like accounting for spread. You see what I'm saying? So these are all like technicals, like little tiny 1 or 2 pips that cause you not to be in the trade, but I could very easily be in this trade if it didn't wick me out by 2 pips. The idea is still there. The risk management is still there. The break even is still there. The break even worked phenomenal. My entry was just, I accounted for spreads too much. So my entry was like up here at this candle, when my entry should have been like probably right here, which even then is still 6 pips down below my entry and then continued up. Your UJs hit sell? Really? That looked like such a good trade. Where was it? Like right here? Oh no, it was right here. You sold here, right? Or somewhere here? Huh. After this, it looked good to continue. Wow, it just barely broke that. Like 10 pips. I actually made a mistake trading today. I took a trade based off the 4 hour, and it was the same kind of trade as yesterday where it drove for like 100 something pips, 200 pips. And I said, okay, the hourly just closed. We got the top, we got the pullback, we got the breakout. From the 4 hour down to the 1 minute, it's all telling you sells. We're going to set a timer for 15 minutes and we're not going to look at this trade until our alarm rings that we're in 100 pips in profit, or that we're at our alarm rings for our partials, but we're not closing early. And I opened it 7 minutes before my alarm rang, saw that I was up 50 pips, and I instantly closed. When, if I would have waited, when my alarm rang, I would have been in, let's see, where was it at? My alarm rang 7 minutes later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would be in this pullback candle right here when my alarm rang, and I would be watching it. And I would have been around break even right here. My entry was like right here at the break of these lows. And this would have been around break even. And I would have been able to say, okay, cool, I'm at break even. No worries. Another 5-minute alarm, we'll come back later. The 5-minute alarm would have rang me at about 80, 90 pips in profit. My TP was right here. for 100 pips on the dot. And this one got stopped out break even because of this stupid ass fucking wick. I got in right here. It drove 74 pips because it was the 5-minute rule. I couldn't close. It pulled back and stopped me out break even. You see how gay that is? Look at that dump. We would have seen here 20 pips max before coming back to our entry. Huh. Must have buy stops again here. This is my break even level once we tap inside this zone. I might have to mute my mic for a couple of minutes. My mouse is dying and my mic is the only charger that reaches. So you guys know what my break even point is if we get activated here. To see if we come down, grab a bottom wick for the previous 15 minute, and then the flip bullish would be a better entry. I'm gonna wait. It got too close. It might drive, but I will feel more comfortable waiting for that 15. This mouse charges pretty fucking fast. This 15 is about to close. I can't have it close with no top wick, no bottom wick. I need a pullback for a bottom wick to give us a wick. This 15 closing with no wick, that's ugly. I can't take it. It might be a volume candle where it'll just push all the way through, right? But I can't be at an entry in that candle. I gotta be either before or after. Pull back, you fucking pussy. Stop being a suspect. Stop being a imposter among us. I don't even know the terminology of that game. I just know the words are funny. What is everybody asleep today? Since Wix took those 2 losses, everybody is like quiet over her. Hey, so I also almost got fucked. So Wix had buys up here. Rebreak of the news high. I waited for the liquidity grab, rebreak of the news low, and then the closure back into range and the pullback. And I got in here. My 5 minute rule, I saw like maybe 12 pips from where my entry was. And then I closed right here as I saw the money printer start to form here. I closed right here. I didn't have time to go break even, and it was like 3 pips negative, so I just closed it immediately. And then it went up a little bit more, and then it dumped immediately after. I think this 847 was a Trump or Elon tweet. Check the 15. Is this bottom wick enough for a flip? Probably not. It could be. But see, we're at the daily high. And this is where, when Wick says you have to paint a narrative, we broke the daily high once, twice, attempted to break it a third time, failed, attempted to break it a fourth time, failed, and we closed no top wick, no bottom wick on the 15 at the same time. Those four things are telling me that the probability of this re-break in the highs might not give us that drive that we wanted because it already did it a few times. But the fact that we closed above, we formed resistance, came back, failed to close below, closed back above, and now we're respecting this level of re-break of the high might give you that push. But the only thing telling us that is the 5-minute. The 15 doesn't have a top wick to fill that can give us a break-even point. The 30-minute has no bottom wick. We've already filled the previous 30-minute wick. We're tapping into a couple of areas of resistance. We have one area here, one area here, one area here. So if you do take a re-break and the flip, you have 4 pips before one major area of resistance, 10 pips before the next, and then 16 pips before the next. So you have this traffic in the way stopping us. Whereas on the entry that we were in earlier, because we were in down here, we had 27 pips before the first resistance here. That's why our entry earlier was better than taking a re-break of the high, because of the fact that we were below these levels, giving us more room before going break even. Right? If you get like a 30 pip pump and you go break even, the chances of that coming back to your break even point is less likely than if price were to continue for another 20 pips. So if you pump 30, you're likely not going to retrace 30. If you do like a quick 30 pip pump and you're break even, chances are you're going to survive that. If sometimes you do a quick 30 pip pump and then it pulls right back, right? But chances are you're going to be able to get out break even. So we need that area where if price were to pop, the next level that it pops to, we can go break even, and and if it wants to continue, it'll keep breaking through. See how we're respecting these levels? We got a 30-minute closure coming up. Is the last 7 minutes of this 30 gonna be the one to drive us out? Maybe. I'm gonna wait here for this 30 closure. What's up, Nadeem? It's like, what do you see here when I took these sells? Look at the wicks and the liquidity grabs into previous resistances, higher highs, higher lows. That's clean sells. Look at how perfect this setup is here, right? Here on the 15, it doesn't look nowhere near as the 15 did here. It doesn't look anything like the 15 does here. You see how I took sells here? Look at the size of this 15-minute candle. Previous 15-minute candle gave us a wick. Money printer on the 15, retesting the daily highs, failed to break the daily highs, rejected, came back down. That's where I took the money printer on the 15. This pullback took me out break even. So like this move here, I want to see this setup on the 15 happen upwards. We got it here. We got a very similar setup here that we did here, but for the continuation, it's ugly candles. Look at this continuation candle. Look at this continuation candle. I mean, the continuation candles here during New York are much, much cleaner, and it does happen during Asian. It can happen during Asian. Five-minute just closed, and we closed respecting all of these levels down here. So that's good. Wix's trade, no, I entered after he did, and I still closed. I still didn't. I entered here. You can see it. I like going on the 15-second time frame. You can see exactly what happened. Once we closed back into range here, that we retested the lows, we rebroke the news lows. We rebroke the news lows that we created here, and then we failed to come back up. We created support. I took an entry on this candle. I saw that this candle started reversing. I closed the entry break even, and then it dumped. Yeah, this one drove way too fast. Pull back. Yeah. Actually, no, I closed in profit here. And a runner in profit too. I'm tripping. This was one of my good trades. This ran for almost 200 pips. Hey. What a closure, huh, gang? What a delete, 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 delete. That man Los. Yo, you know that Twitch has me at the top 25% of streamers and I barely get any views? Are Twitch streamers that fucking lazy that they don't want to put in the hours? Like, I'd be putting in hours. 30-minute closure, and the 30-minute is driving up with no bottom wick. I cannot take anything there. Why you gotta do me like that?
I got the recipe for the Saturday. you. They're playing in to win. I'm gonna do a two-sided.
Yo, I'm only gonna do O'Malley by knockout, and then I'm gonna do O'Malley by knockout round 2, just to secure the, just in case.
Playing in. Right.
Wait, who's she fighting?
Kayla Harrison. Not Kayla Harrison. Yeah, Kayla Harrison. You beat her. So,
When did she beat her?
the last fight.
When was the last fight?
This is a rematch.
When was the last fight? Before USADA or after USADA left? I have a feeling that all these fighters are starting to take steroids after USADA left, because these guys are coming in way bigger than before. Way bigger. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, this 30 is ugly. This 5 is ugly. We have no level that we're really rejecting off of here. Only like minor levels. This might be a 9 o'clock trade, bro. Shit.
So I'm going 20 on this one.
So you have O'Malley and Pena together?
Yeah. How about 50?
Yeah, bagging a secure one with a sketchy one is pretty safe.
Nah, so I'm gonna go the same bet, but the other one is gonna be O'Malley by knockout, and then Pena to win. And then I'm gonna go on a 6-5 fight parlay on the opposite side, Moron, Kayla, and a few other small. I might do a few other smaller fights.
Bro, this man Flacco sent me a screenshot of him almost hitting an 11 leg parlay on a UFC fight. 11 legs, he almost hit. He was off by 2 legs or 3. Yeah, Flacco's a DJ. Alrighty, 15-minute time frame. I mean, this is the 15-minute celery to the upside. Re-breaking the daily high. You might get some movement here. It's like one of those trades where you kind of have to risk. It's like not A+. This is like a C trade. The hourly doesn't align. The 4-hour doesn't align. What up, Doc? Honestly, the 30-minute money printer was the trade of the night. At 7:30. Yeah, struggling to retrace this morning's bearish candles. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Fade the news. I've been fading the news every single time. I wait for the news to come out, and I've just been trading the retracement. This whole Trump and Elon beef that caused, I don't know why it would cause gold to dump. It should bring light to that the American economy is not as strong as people think, because of all the shit Elon is saying. He's accusing the president of being a pedophile. Here we are creating the bottom wick. Now, this is enough. Explain the money printer again. The money printer is when a candle closes. A money printer, number one, is a reversal type trade, right? Money printer is when a candle closes with no top wick. A money printer is when... Can I draw shapes here? How do you draw shapes? Right here. So if you have a candle that closes like this, the next candle, right? The next candle opens up, bullish, creates a top wick. Hold on. Creates a top wick, tapping a previous level of resistance, and then this candle flips bearish, looking something like this. Ooh. Let's undo that. Looking something like, right? So the candle flips bullish first, grabs orders at a level of resistance, and then flips bearish and starts to fill. Yeah, if you could fill in the colors. Right, color green. This is a green candle. Red candle.
Well, you know the Carter 6 comes out tonight.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you would take an entry here at the flip to fill the range down. And usually this happens at a level where you have, all right, let's clear all the drawings. Usually that happens at a level where you have clean range to fill. So we had a similar structure happen here. No top wick. This candle closed very similarly to this one. Tiny little top wick. This candle came up bullish first, grabbed orders, and then flipped bearish, right? So when you look at, maybe this happened on the 30-minute time frame, it was cleaner. No, maybe it was on the 5. Whatever, doesn't matter. But that's basically the idea behind the money printer. You're doing that for as a reversal type trade. So we just came down, grabbed orders, flipped bullish. All right, now with this volume, the way that we bounce back and forth, I'm happy setting a buy stop again. Yeah. So let's say price is driving, let's say like this is since it's kind of like a reversal. Let's say price is driving bullish and you get that pullback, you know you're driving bullish. If you get that money printer on the pullback, you can take, you can find the low of the, you can find basically the next higher low and identify it and be entered on that next higher low for the continuation up, for the next leg up, and catch that whole next leg up. So that's the idea behind the entry that I took on sells. Let me turn the candles back on. I gotta see. That was the idea behind the sells here. Price was bearish. Pullback, money printer. Where's the next lower high gonna be? Most likely at the money printer, and I took the sell. Same thing happened here. We pulled, we had the money printer, similar style, similar setup. It's not the exact money printer, but it doesn't have to be super exact when you're so strongly bearish. Some people wait for it to be super, super exact. Like, let's see, where, like right here. No top wick, flip bearish. Barely a top wick, flip bearish. There's some very exact moments. Look, the other night where we took sells somewhere in this area off the 15-minute, look, no top wick closure, money printer. This is a perfect money printer right here. That's the perfect money printer. Tapping into previous level of resistance, Literally almost right. Almost. This is basically a 99% A plus money printer. Huh. I'm not doing the rebreak of the high anymore. Let's wait for this 15-minute closure and see if we can get some sort of setup here at VWAP. Maybe we can take an entry here at VWAP. Money printer to the upside. Look, this was the money printer right here. No bottom wick. The next candle came down, grabbed the bottom wick. Previous level of interest, area of interest, flip bullish. That's the money printer. This happened on the 30-minute time frame as well. This happens on the weekly time frame as well. What do you see here on the weekly time frame, brothers? No bottom wick. Candle came down, grabbed orders first, and then flipped bullish. What do we have here? No bottom wick, no top wick. This candle doesn't matter. This candle came up, grabbed orders, and then flipped bearish. We could be forming the money printer here on the weekly. It's ugly here on this. The weekly candle is disappearing. But let's look at the weekly money printer here. See? We had the weekly money printer here. We could possibly have the weekly money printer here as well. The fact that we're back at this level of resistance after all these highs, we could be forming the weekly money printer. So with my bearish bias, I'm looking for sells on my way down. How can I continually catch sells on the way down? And then once we get to that weekly flip, I'm going to go to my options account and stack up more trades. Right now at the highs, I'm stacking up as many trades as I can, as many cheap contracts as I can on gold. I am shorting gold for the long run. Man, if this were to happen on the 15 and not on the 5. But I'm gay, bro.
So sad. I just watched like from the dropping on him off because dog is canine got bit by a rattlesnake.
Ah, shit.
He's like right. That sucked.
They better have delivered some venom. The fucking wasting all those
Bro,
resources.
my boy was like, he was fucking with me.
That's a beautiful money printer to the upside off the VWAP, but it needed to be off the 15-minute time frame. Can this 15? I need a bottom wick and then a flip bullish. It needs to give me structure. If you don't give me structure, I cannot take it. I am sorry. Structure is what gives me the indication that my bias is correct. Without structure, my bias is just an idea. I knew Eddie's explanation would be better. The only reason my explanation is good is because I pay attention, bro. I pay a lot of attention to how you guys trade, to how bit me some trades, to how whenever you guys set a picture, I analyze and I try to see what did you see that I didn't see at that level. What was your idea that you were looking at that level? And then I can see, is that something I can implement in my strategy? Is that the missing link in my strategy, or is that something that I've already been seeing that you're now taking before me? You throw. I pay attention, bro. Top traders in Pakistan. Brother, what time is it in Pakistan? Siri, what time is it in Pakistan? 5:46 in the morning. All right, good time to be awake. Early bird gets the worm. I'm for sure not typing that shit. Oh, that's why, bro, whenever I want to explain something really, really quickly, I give the long explanation to ChatGPT, and then I tell ChatGPT, can you shorten this for me, please?
I'm not gonna make a conversation long.
Cause I can't. I don't know how to get. I don't know how to. I explain things thoroughly, bro. The same way I want somebody to explain it to me. Before you ask me a question, I want to answer all of your questions so that you don't have to ask me shit. So every question that comes into your mind, I want to answer before you even think. Before you even say it. Dude, I use Grok for everything. The reason I use Grok for everything is because I'm always watching news, and then Grok is able to read. ChatGPT can't read all of the tweets. You have to send them the link of the tweets that you wanted to read. But Grok has access to all of the tweets and everybody's tweets. So I can say, what did Elon Musk tweet today? Give me a timestamp of all of his tweets and a quick summary. So this morning, I saw, or earlier, I saw everything that Elon Musk said, the exact time that he said it, and I started looking at the markets to see what happened at the markets the exact time that he said it. He didn't really cause anything. At 11:57, he said some shit. So at 11:50, the 11:50 candle, the 11:55 candle was this one right here. I mean, I guess it caused the reversal, and then the market started reversing after his first tweet. But since I don't pay, it doesn't remember me. But what I could tell it, read all of my tweets and give me a personality test. What do you think of my personality? And it'll read everything I've ever posted, all the insults and everything, all the debates. This is a little bit suspect. We're starting to come down here. No top wick. Again, this is ugly for sells. The only, I mean, bro, you would have to be looking at the hourly candle here to be taking anything. The hourly money printer is the only thing that makes sense to the downside, but it's not even a large enough wick, and you're only tapping these areas that give you a, oh, that's a 200 pip pullback. Never mind, that's pretty decent. If this isn't where we drive from, we might see another retest of this level before coming back up. Suspect. We got a suspect in the building. How's the family, bro? Everybody Gucci? When I woke up this morning, I would have never thought that Papa Trump and spaceman Elon Musk would have been beefing today.
On the heavy duty. Elon Musk was on the heavy duty beef. He said nothing left behind.
He said, you're on the Epstein list.
Then he said, bet, I'll take my default. I'll be
So the thing is, the reason why I don't think that, yeah, the simulation needs an update. The reason I don't think it's true about Trump is because if it is, Elon Musk hid that shit for political gain and for monetary gain and for power. He's a petrol protector. And if it's not true, it's just him being petty and throwing some jabs trying to stir the pot, which makes sense. You're angry that Trump's not listening to you and basically kicked you out of office and now says, all right, I'm done using you. Which is the art of the deal. If you read the book, that's literally one of the chapters. It teaches you how to manipulate people. And Papa Elon got manipulated. Trump's on the list as the guy that Epstein was like, yo, I need your hotel, bro. And Trump's like, bro, I know what you're trying to do. Don't put me in your shit. Just, I'll stay out of your way, you stay out of my way. And he's like, bro, I need your hotel, dog. I'll give you some money. And he's like, all right, bro. Take it and don't ever ask me for no favors ever again. I don't know. I just made that shit up. Kind of like a movie. That's the thing, bro. Trump himself had more power than Epstein. Why would he use Epstein to do whatever he wanted to do? He can go do it on his own. It's like saying a multi-billionaire is taking a loan from another multi-billionaire. Like, brother, I have my own billions. If he wanted to, he has his own way of getting what he needs. Well, that's the thing. Not everybody's a pedo. Some people just like hot women. And when you're a billionaire, movie star, businessman, and single, what the you think you're gonna do? Money with no morals corrupts you. So I am a big believer in being a religious person. I think the majority of people need it. Literally need it. What are Asians gonna do to the market? My guess, America caused this. London and Asian caused this. The fight continues. Is gold gonna reach $4,000 an ounce? Hey, my first what's your strategy question. I trade how can I say I am using how can you say damn how did that saying go in Wix's thing? I forgot. Um what does this trade look like to you? What strategy would you say this is? The buy here and the closure here. I got stopped out break even, but just pretend. What would you call that? Because I can call this anything. I can call that anything. I can call that a trendline breakout, break and retest. I can call that a retest. No, you don't have an FVG here, or do you? You do have an FVG here. A retest of the FVG. You wait for the break and retest confirmation. Bounce off the VWAP. What do you have here? You have an order block here. Price drove out, created a level of support. We confirmed that as an order block. We wicked into the order block. We drove up. So what strategy do you want me to say? Or do you want me to say supply and demand? Do you want me to say support and resistance? Do you want me to say trend line? Do you want me to say ICT, FVG? Do you want me to say, what do you want me to say? I could tell you that I can trade any strategy you want, that none of it matters if your idea is correct. I just gave you 5 different strategies all in this area. I mean, look at this beautiful trend line breakout. I didn't see that. It's not what I looked at. But look at that beautiful, clean trend line breakout. Broke, retested, drove up. And you even have a little level of resistance here that you closed above to give you that extra confirmation on the... So, yeah. So, it's basically like supply and demand, right? Shit options, hold up. It's basically like supply and demand, but then I also take a breakout. So it's like, I would say it's like supply and demand, but I go all the way down to like the 1 minute time frame. So I go from the 4 hour all the way down to like the 1 minute, sometimes even the 30 seconds to get that entry. So We bounced off VWAP. 30-minute closure above the range. The 15-minute gave us a strong bullish closure. I took a sell off the close or the ending of this 15-minute to the next opening of the following 15-minute. Because this 15-minute right here opened and closed like this, no top wick, no bottom wick, no range for continuation up, no liquidity for the continuation. I had to go break even here, right? Because if you look at this trade, when I took a sell here, when I took my sell here, look at these wicks. We have a wick fill, we have a beautiful pullback, we have everything that we need. We don't have that here. If we would have had a little bit more drawdown, done this on this 15-minute candle and then flipped bullish, that would have been very, very interesting. So you're building a narrative, you know. So let's say you have a higher time frame bias that price is going to drive up. What needs to happen before price drives up? You need to see higher highs and higher lows. Where are you going to see those higher highs and higher lows? You're going to see those higher highs and higher lows at very specific levels of liquidity, like your supports, your order blocks, and all that shit. So you start marking up your levels. And if you start getting that reaction off the support, you say, cool, maybe we're respecting this as a support. But what happens when you tap a level of support? You usually come back a second time before the real push. Tap it, you usually come back before the real push. Tap it, and we just trickled up here. For the next leg down, I wanted us to tap into these levels here, just because there's a resistance here, and this is the previous VWAP of the New York market. So if price does come up to these levels, tap it, and then start coming down to re-break the lows, that's beautiful. You have bam, bam, bam. And then if you do that and start to come down to these lows here, you will be flipping the weekly for the weekly money printer gang. And that's my big plan. That's what I'm identifying. I have sells all the way through here, all the way through here. I have sells all the way through here, all the way through here. I have sells here, 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 here. I have like 30 contracts that I'm loading up all over this, because once we flip on this weekly, every single contract will be in profit, and each contract will be worth anywhere between like 15 bucks to like $45. So on the low end, I'm up 500 bucks. And on the high end, I'm up 1,700 bucks. That's my swing idea here. To flip on the weekly and start coming down. Elon Musk said we're going to hit a recession in the second quarter of the year. That sketches me out. That maybe my idea won't pan out towards the second quarter of the year, which is when my options expire. Maybe it'll happen sometime next year, but I'm fine with losing that. I'll just stack again, because gold is due for a retracement. Hey, thank you, Pip Doctor. I appreciate you for showing up, bro. So we closed right below VWAP, no top wick, and we're starting to drive down. This is probably gonna dump and flip the daily, if we're being honest here. That's just a clean VWAP sell, but hourly open, I can't get in that. I would be in these sells if it wasn't the hourly open. We can come up, which is a long shot, retest the hourly open, and then flip bearish again. I would like a sell, but I just can't. I cannot. You gotta come up here, brother. You gotta come up here. All right, I'm gonna attempt a sell stop here. If this were to flip bullish, I don't think it would re-break the hourly low. I would think it would just flip right now and keep driving. 25 pips to the daily break of the low. This might run all the way down to the low, break the daily low, or hit the daily low and then reject up, take us out, break even, and then come back down. Yeah, the 30-second charts lets me know if the structure is still forming on the way down, the lower low, the lower high. Because if the structure is breaking on the 30, that could lead to the structure breaking on the 1 minute. And the reason that I set my sell stop was because of the 1 minute. So if structure is starting to break down, then I'll have to delete. Okay. We flipped on the hourly. We're grabbing orders here at the VWAP. So if we flip bearish again and re-break the low, that's a beautiful sell. But this is also an order block for a continuation up, right? We just tapped an FVG, an order block, whatever you want to fucking call it. But I want, I don't like all this. I think our daily needs more liquidity before continuing. We might not come all the way down here, but we can highly likely come down to here. Highly likely come down to here once you re-break that daily low, which is this level here. There's no sense in looking at a chart if you're trading memes. Yeah. We might. Can we get a money printer here on the 15 and then take sells? I'm gonna keep this open just in case we do re-break that low. But if we get like a 5-minute money printer here, I might attempt a sell entry up here. 41 pips earlier. And then what you have there, you have your head and shoulders. But I'm not trading no head and shoulders, but it is a head and shoulders. I don't know why it's a head and shoulders, but if you get that remaining closure below VWAP, you get a top wick into this area, tapping an area of interest, and then a flip bearish, that's the money printer to the downside. The money printer is just so happening to line up with an FVG, which is right here. It's just so happening to line up with a head and shoulders. It's just so happening to line up with a trend line. It just, every entry happens when the trade is correct. Do you guys hear my chair? I'm gonna need to oil it. I'm gonna need to oil it like the oils. Some Earl. Hey, that hockey game yesterday was pretty lit.
Went Panthers lost in overtime.
Oh, it went into overtime?
Yeah.
So they didn't make shit on the last. Damn.
That's how good of a game was.
Panthers had a hard time playing defense or offense.
Both teams were very accelerated.
At least the quarter I saw, the Panthers were getting pushed back heavy and pushed back heavy and pushed back heavy and just try to defend and defend and defend them most of the time. I don't like it when that happens. I hate having to be in defense mode the whole time. Well, that's how you trade, right? You're in offense the second that you enter, and the second you enter a trade, you're now playing defense. And this is the hourly salary with a nice wick fill to the upside. You closed above the most recent, you respected. You could take this hourly flip. I mean, you have 48 pips to fill in this range. Those buys weren't bad, but I was looking for sells, really. Canceling that order. Looking for one thing, but something else is playing out. Let's see what it do here. That hourly flip, if you're break even by now, you'd be up 28 pips. Very nice and clean. We've tapped. So, I mean, this week has been pretty fucking decent. Pretty decent week. I have another 50K that I haven't touched yet. I have to activate it. Pip Doctor is a fucking savage with the breakdowns every day, going into the Discord and putting in his daily breakdown, doing what other people are afraid, what many people are afraid to do, share their ideas. And he's willing to put his ideas out there and to be wrong in front of everybody. And he's willing to put his ideas out there, and them shits hit. I'm telling you, bro, I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to everybody's trades, bro. Not like analysis paralysis. It's just, what are you seeing versus what am I seeing? What confluence are you adding to hold on to these trades? Or when you took this analysis and your target was all the way up here, 300 pips away, and it hit, what did you see to get that kind of analysis? And then I can start, bro, you people in the Discord, bro, you guys are savages. This Discord is not like other Discords, bro. Wix9's Discord, bro, is nothing like it is way different than Don's Discord and all these other people's Discords. Everybody's in there for free signals. People are in this Discord for strategic analysis of their own trades and how to better their own edge. You ICT traders, we tapped an FVG, bing bang boom, and wicked right into it. See what this 15 do. It's too close to the 15-minute closure to take the rebreak of the high, but if we close with a nice top wick, come down, retest the VWAP, and then flip bullish, I'll take a buy stop anticipating the fill of this range for the continuation up. That would be the next possible trade. Closure of the 15 giving us a top wick, coming down, retesting VWAP, maybe grabbing more orders, and then flipping bullish, rebreaking the previous 15 high, and that's where I would have my buy stop. The previous 15 high here, because that pop should hit us through the daily high, and once the daily high pops and breaks, that's when I'll go break even. I was bearish before that idea played out. Maybe that's why I didn't notice it. But that is a very clean buy, especially with the hourly flip, the way the hourly celery played out. You have the hourly celery play. But this is more of a bearish candle than a doji. It's their daily low right here. Bless you. Salud. Yeah, buddy. I don't know. Yep. If we don't get a top wick and we come down to create a bottom wick and then break the high, my buy stop will be at the rebreak of the daily high. Yeah, exactly. Isaac, it could go either way. So that's why we need that. We can remain above the VWAP. We just created a higher low. If we can come down. I don't know if that's much of a bottom wick. It is a bottom wick though. I'm gonna have a buy stop on the rebreak of the daily high. So we've officially closed above VWAP many times. Yeah. Yep. What? Huh? If it's gonna come down, it'll come down from here. It shouldn't re-break the highs and then come down again.
Oh, work on. Huh?
I think so.
Even a voice, huh? You can hear it now. That number looks from resin.
My mailbox isn't full. I deleted all the messages.
Some lady who texted me this morning. And she's like, I have a tenant with a compressor that's down. And I'm like, you need to call the office, not me. It's not my job to answer phones. Nobody got time for that. So I have it on my phone set up so that if it's not saved number, it goes straight to voicemail and you gotta leave me a voicemail. If you don't leave me a voicemail, I don't get back to you. Too many robocalls. Figured she would call the company. What's up, guys? What are you guys seeing tonight? Do you guys see some Kleparooskies or do you guys see some Dubberooskies? We're about to be activated here. And we're in. This is top 1 trader on an instant funded account. I did reply. This is top 1 trader. Nice. So you guys had the earlier entry. Did that re-break? Yeah, it did re-break.
I get my car back tomorrow.
Finally, bro. How long is it, bro?
I did make 2 payments, but only because I made a payment the day before I took it to Ford.
So you weren't supposed to be paying it?
No, 100%. What the fuck? You crazy?
Oh.
I've made 2 payments on the car.
Oh, I thought you said that you were still making payments while you didn't have it and you weren't supposed to or some shit. Fucking finally, bro. Good shit.
That, bro. Look. This isn't counting my bonus. This is official shit. Official shit. Oh, verified shit. 100 shit. 1000% shit. That's that. Plus my bonus. My bonus is gonna be my bonus is $2,300.
You better save, dog.
And I already made $3,500, so that put me at 19 this month. That's the most I've ever made in a month. I worked my ass off for that shit, bro.
Nitin, I did reply to you, my brother. Nitin Kote. Where are you from? Where's that name from? I got 1 minute before I can close anything. And that is a break-even trade for me. $30 seconds. Might not be able to get anything. Unless we just continue popping. I got 20 seconds left. I got a timer. Timer close partials there. I'm leaving a 0.05 running to TP. So I closed $56 on that. That's 42. That's fine. I closed partials at 36 pips. What a trade! Yes, sir. You're locked in, bro. Don't worry. Don't think of like I've been trying not to think of like the payout and thinking of all that shit because the way that I'm going, it's gonna happen faster than what I anticipated, and I just have to not think about it and just keep trading and just not think about it and just think about the next trade and just get locked into the trade and only the trade. And that's really, 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 really been helping me a lot. That rebreak of the 15 was pretty good. I just wanted it to tap the VWAP for me to take that the flip. But the daily high was very clean as well. Damn, this shit is stickier than a motherfucker. We got a money printer setting up here at my break-even point. That's not good. She's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna run away when it gets hard. She's a runner. She's a track star. I'm my own DJ board. 3395.8. If we get a 5-minute closure above this range in the next 30 seconds, we're solid. I don't think they should come back to our entry. And then what I'll do is I'm going to extend my TP. And then take another partial close there. I'll take another partial close here. Yeah, so I'll just take the partial close here, secure another 10 pips. And we're Gucci there. We'll let that shit run. I think we should be fine. And I should be able to hit that full TP for 160. This shit just glitched. I think we should be fine. Money printer should be, it shouldn't wick into our area if it wants to continue driving. That's close. Do we have any 30-second level there? We don't. Yeah, it's probably gonna stop us out. If we get stopped out break even, I'm gonna call it here. That was a great trade. That was a great trade. Patience paid, bro. Patience paid. I secured 40 pips for the session. And a break even on that other one. Gold, if you tap me in, you're gay. If you tap me, you're gay. Are you coming out the closet tonight, Gold? Are you coming out the closet tonight, Gold? Gold's having a coming out party. And we out of there. That was a total of 34 pips. Minus the commissions and everything. So it was 40 pips. This is where the 15 rebreak helps a lot. Yeah. Yeah. This trade was just as valid. I needed... it's just me being picky, bro. It's just me being picky. knowing that if we do tap this level, I can go full risk here. I don't think I would have been break even here. I think I would have still waited. Yeah, it was only 14 pips. I think I still would have waited. Or been break even, got stopped out, and still taken the re-break. What a trade. I think that. So, again, I don't know what. So you saw earlier how I identified ICT, all that other crazy shit. I don't know what the fuck pattern or whatever here, but we all took the trade because we all understood the concept. We all understood the idea. We all understood what was going on. This is a clean entry. It's just clean, dog. It's just clean. It's just clean. A bit of a stretch, but does the daily flip now? If the daily does start to come down and flip, I would be looking for massive entries on that 4-hour money printer. Sorry, on that 4-hour celery to the downside. 4-hour celery, we break in the previous 4-hour. If this 4-hour doesn't close above VWAP and respects these levels of resistance, bro, in the next 25 minutes, man, we might get that pull down for the wick before that push back up. Well, that's it for me, gang. I appreciate you guys for showing up on Zoom. I appreciate you guys for dropping a like. I appreciate the very first person that donated, my brother. I hope you made your money back on that trade. Have a wonderful night, everybody. No more yapping for me. Thank you, Zoom gang.
I can't tell whether this is amazing or terrifying, because where's the camera? Right now, I'm filming on the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses. I can't tell whether this is amazing or terrifying, because where's the camera? Right now, I'm filming on the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses. I can't tell whether this is amazing or terrifying, because where's the camera? Right now, I'm filming on the Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses. I can't tell whether this is amazing or terrifying, because where's the camera?